Hey guys, Chad Cabalka, Remax Professionals, Real Estate Real Simple, the video series where I answer every question I can about the real estate market to help make the American dream a little more crowded. So today's question is, should I be looking at an investment property in the fourth quarter of 2022 or the first quarter of 2023? That is a massive question and there's a lot that goes into it. So try to stick with me. If you have any questions or want to talk about it further, please give me a call, shoot me a DM, or leave a comment down below and we can talk about it. So before we talk about whether it's good to buy one or not, we have to identify investment properties today. And there's three main ones that people go with. Number one is a fix and flip. Number two is a short-term rental. Number three is a long-term rental. There's also wholesaling and other things, but those are mainly the three that people go for. Before we talk about each one and whether they're a good idea, let's talk about the market. So as we all know, inflation is still running wild, and the government kind of drug their heels on curtailing it. So now they're having to take drastic measures by raising rates even further than they had before. And unfortunately, I believe that's going to continue into the holiday season and into the first quarter of 2023. So what that means for the market is, well, I'm an honest real estate agent. I'm not going to blow smoke. I completely believe this market is going to come down double digits in the next couple of months. Do I think it's going to crash and crater like the market of 2008? Absolutely not. I do not foresee that coming. I believe this is a correction, and I think it's going to be a very short-term one. I believe this will be more of a V-shaped recovery where we go down and bounce right back up than the long, slow grind to the bottom and the even slower grind back to where we were before. The reasons are quite simple. 99% of homeowners today have a strong equity position. Some of them 80 to 90% when they only purchased a couple years ago. So from that point of view, their investment is a bedrock solid asset. Beyond that, I believe that the population increase compared to the number of homes that have been built, supply and demand is still going to be a strong driving factor. So once we get inflation under control, they drop the rates back to 5%, which many economists believe will happen in early to mid 2023. I think we're going to bounce right back up. So what does that look for you guys out there? Well, if you're looking to flip, I honestly think this is a bad time to buy a flip. I will say there are two caveats to that. First of all, if you're a seasoned flipper, well, you're probably not watching this video, but if you are and you have your systems in place, you know your contractors, you know how to really accurately calculate that ROI, absolutely go for it. You know better than me your exact market and what you're doing and your costs. If you know what you're doing, keep killing it. If you are a new flipper, but you think you have the opportunity of a lifetime land in your lap, I'm going to give you a huge suggestion. Whatever you think the ROI is going to be 3-4 months from now, whenever your project is complete, do yourself a favor, cut 10 to 15% off of that top number. So if you bought it today at 300, believe you can renovate it and get 400, take 40K off of that. Genuinely, because I do not want you to end up in a position where you have absolutely no equity or frankly are negative. You waste months doing it, you possibly lose money doing it. So just make sure to anticipate the worst case scenario, but work towards that best case scenario. So let's move on to short-term rentals. Is it a good time for short-term rentals? Well, I'm going to tell you, I believe it's one of the best times in history to move into the short-term rental space, at least over the next couple of months. There's one huge reason why. Municipalities are really cracking down on the total number of Airbnbs that can be available in that area. Take Scottsdale, Arizona, for instance. I was personally looking at buying one down there, but they have recently passed laws restricting the number of active Airbnb properties that can be in that city, and they've pretty much locked it down. So they are at capacity. There can be no new ones, but they're grandfathering in everybody who already has one. So if you can identify more markets like that are markets that you believe are going to be profitable, locking them down with you already in it means that you get to really reap the benefits of people moving from the hotel lifestyle to the Airbnb lifestyle, which we are still seeing increase, but you're getting no new competition. With that, your occupancy rate should go up, your cap rate should go up, and you'll be able to mess with those rates to make even more money. So I think it's just a wonderful time. As far as the rates go for that, well, you just refi it when they come down, when I think they will next year. Now let's talk about the long-term game. I am curtailing off what I just said for the short term. I think it's an absolutely amazing time to get a long-term rental. Reason being is a lot of the people who are looking to buy this past year and have been priced out of the market by high rates, well, they got to live somewhere, right? They can't afford to buy, they're going to have to rent. Last year, rents in Denver outpaced inflation, which they traditionally do, but it actually doubled it. Inflation last year was 9%. Rents in Denver went up 20% last year. And that's just going to continue because, like I said, people got to have a place to live. So yes, you're going to take a hit today on the increased rate, but let's face it, if you can look at your numbers and you're going to cash flow today off of today's rates, if you move forward 8, 10, 12 months, you already have a renter in there, it's been cash flowing, you take 3 or 4% off your rate, well then you're just golden. So I think it is an absolutely wonderful time to buy long-term rentals. Q1 very well could be the best time to buy rental properties since literally the Great Recession. So I would absolutely keep an eye out for that. All right, so let's recap. If you're looking to flip a house, number 1, if you're seasoned, keep killing it. You already know what to do. Number 2, if it's one of your first, make sure it's the deal of a lifetime and take off 15% off that final number just to be safe. If you're doing an Airbnb property, be knowledgeable about it. Make sure the municipality is currently allowing them and will continue to allow them in the near future. And if there are any rules coming, make sure that you're going to be grandfathered into that. Quick tip, if you are doing Airbnbs, make sure that you have enough profit there that you can hire a property management company, because once you start doing those, you're going to accumulate a lot of them and they can be a ton of work. So make sure that if you have to hand it off to somebody else, you're still going to be in the black. If you're looking to do a long-term rental, absolutely go for it. Knock it out of the park, fix, hold, rent, repeat, hang on to that thing forever, make lots of money, but you got to be patient. So there you go. If you're looking to buy an investment property in the fourth quarter of 2022 or the first quarter of 2023, there's your answers. Chad Cabalka, real estate, real simple. Stay blessed, guys.